Hiya. So, had a bit of luck yesterday, got out on the new Fifth Elements I was talking about. Got out on them last night to Beccles in Suffolk with a couple of the guys. So I figured I'd take this chance while I've got a bit of time off work today to talk about it, really. Let me know how I got on, how it felt. And I mean, basically good. Feel really good. I was really surprised. So there's still questions about sizing. And I'm still questioning the sizing as well. So I figured they fit basically like a size 11 Converse or Vans shoe for me. So I can feel it, length feels okay, but I can feel it like just around my little toe and the two little toes around this side. And that's exactly how I get in size 11 Vans and Converse. I've got pairs of each, so I know what they feel like. I'm sure a lot of people will use those or wear those as well. So I found these really comfortable overall. They're more comfy than my Majestics, my M12s, even though the length is shorter. Once I put my boots on and stood in them, I could really feel that. I could sort of feel the toe. I might in the future do a little toe cut underneath, like we used to with, or like I have done before, sorry, with V13s. So you take the sole plate off, make a little relief cut, almost like a almost like a mouth, kind of just across the bottom of the boot. So then where the boot itself like is flat and then kind of curves up onto the toe piece, you can kind of cut that curve out. That gives you a little bit of extra room, probably just a couple of millimeters, but I think that's probably all I need at the front. So I might try that at some point. I'm going to keep them as they are for now because they were comfy enough. You know, I could feel the boot, but it was comfy enough for me to use. We were out for a couple of hours last night. Didn't have any pain, just slight discomfort in the front. But yeah, I found them comfier than my Majestics because my M12s, they felt good at the front and most of the way around. The issue I've been having recently with my M12s at the back, at the heel, oddly enough, sort of feels quite tight. I don't know if my feet are wider at the back than most people's, but didn't have that in these anyway. They felt more comfortable overall. Definitely usable for the size. I mean, I'm really happy with this top piece here as well. When you sort of yank it tight, that sits around your foot. I was a bit worried I was going to have loads of space in the top because the M12s again are smaller and this is softer. I didn't know if maybe that was just going to feel like a semi-open boot, which isn't a problem. I quite like a soft boot. I was on Seabers for a long time. I say a long time, for me a long time, quite a while. But that's not what I wanted this time round. But once you tighten that up, it really does sort of, I wouldn't say it clamps your foot down, but it hugs your foot, so it makes it comfy, but it feels like you're not going anywhere, and keeps the support as well, so the boot is still nice and responsive. So where the boot is a bit wider, again, I thought the same thing. I thought I'd have less control over the boot itself. Still feels really nice and responsive. So I'd say it's just really good. It's not overly heavy. I didn't notice it being heavier when I was skating it. It does look, when you look down, it looks chunkier, but it looks a bit, I don't know, it's a good look. It's nice. It's just a nice looking thing. Yeah, I'm not sure if I prefer the look of these over the M12s or not, but they haven't got the shiny toe, which I know some people really hate on the M12, is the gloss toe. And someone pointed out last night, these have got, you can't see it on the camera, but they're metallic, and they've got like a metal flake in them. Let's see if that just blinds everyone. They've got like a metal flake in them. That doesn't help at all. So they're dark red, obviously, with a red, it's like a red metal flake. But again, it's not like fancy. It's not like it's all glittery, but it's really cool. It's really nice. I don't know if the old ones had it or not. I can't see it in the. Oh yeah, I can sort of see it in the old boot, but it's certainly not quite so glittery. But it is there. So that's such a close match. I can't get over how close a match that is. I think if these were new, or you know, these in like 15 years, they're going to look exactly the same. Colour anyway, obviously the shape's different. So there's been people, a couple of people here and there have been comparing these to Valo Lights, fitment wise. Now I didn't have a size 9.5 Valo Light. I did skate a size 10 to 11 shell Valo Light, and these definitely feel smaller. So it could be the same size as a 9.5 Valo Light shell, but these feel a lot more. I feel like I've got a lot more control in these than I had in Valo Light. Because if you remember the Valo Light shell, it certainly looks a bit like this, as someone pointed out today, but it was, I think anyway, it was a lot lower down. I think it sort of come back here above the sole plate, and to me it just felt like you were just standing on a bit of plastic. It was tied to your foot. I didn't have any control over it. Couldn't get used to it whatsoever. So these feel a lot better than that. Someone else as well said they look like Valo TVs, TV2, TV3, TV1. But I just want to point out this is a totally different shell to a Valo TV shell. For those who don't know, you probably all do by now. A Valo TV shell is a Majestic M12 or Valo V13 in a I think it was like leather or plastic skin with basically the sole plate on. So I don't know if that's where the similarities have, or the comparisons have come from, but that's where it ends as well. It's just the same sole plate. I wouldn't buy them if you're nostalgic about the old boot, the old Fifth Element. If you really like them, I wouldn't buy these expecting them to be the same. I am going to do a comparison video, hopefully within the next week or so. I'm going to take these, I'm going to put some, probably the Joe Atkinson liners, so they've got similar liners in. I'm going to put the biggest wheels I can fit on these, which I think is probably 60s, only because I'm skating 64 on these, so I want them as similar as I can. And then I'll do a comparison, I'll take them both for a skate at the skate park and see how they feel against each other. I was surprised just how good this sole plate is. I've used it before on Valos, obviously, because that's what they came on, as we're all probably aware. Now, of course, they're roces, but it's the same sole plate, as you know, two-piece sole plate off of the Valo Lights, and then the TV3s, and I think TV 2.5, and some of the re-release ones. Don't know, can't remember. But it's that sole plate anyway, and it's really good. It's really fast. I've forgotten how fast it was. So I skated Valos for quite a while, in all different forms really. The TVs, the lights as well. And yeah, I remember liking the sole plate, but I forgot just how much I liked it. So I was a bit worried about the sole plate, as I said on the unboxing video, just being a bit wider than the V13, or sorry, Majestic 12, which I've been getting used to recently and using quite a lot, just because it's wider. But using it yesterday, just felt really good. Didn't feel too wide on ledges, felt good on the rail. It's quite a skinny rail down at Beckles, and it felt quite nice on that. And it just slid, sorry, like, don't know, nothing else. Someone used the analogy like going back in time the other day, and that's what it felt like. It's just so fast. I know they're brand new. I find sole plates 50-50 whether they're, when they're new, whether they're going to be fast or slow. And these are really, really fast. So one of the other things I said about was that backslide groove being different to the Majestic 12. So the Majestic 12 is a bit further back and it comes at like an angle. It's also a lot deeper as well. So this one hopped on the rail yesterday and it just worked, sort of straight on, a Royale that was. Straight on, straight in, no problems. Yeah, I thought I might slip out on it because it's out so far. I thought I might get my boot down a bit far and then slide out, but no such problems. Did some top sides on some square ledges last night as well. You probably all know I'm not the best skater in the world. So top sides on square ledges are a bit, well, for me anyway, I know they're a bit daunting. And yeah, I had some pretty confident slides on there. Top soles for me, especially on square ledges, just don't like them. Just feel horrible. I don't like doing them. But they gave me the confidence to just lace one down ledge as well, actually. Not a long one, but for me that was quite a thing. I've been looking at it for weeks and it's just been psyching me out. And then yeah, last night on these, after a couple of topside acids, which I find easier, yeah, got topsole first try, just hooked on, felt really solid on a square ledge. Felt like I had loads of space down there, slid well, just felt really good. So that was really nice. I did struggle on, so I do topside porn stars or pop stars or sunny days, whatever you call them, going forwards anyway, I use my left foot. And I was trying to work out why last night I was struggling with that. And I thought about it today, and I think that's because I normally put a lot of weight on the back foot, which is a backside torque. Missed that a couple of times, and it felt awkward. You can see actually where I've missed it quite a few times up here, and sort of caught back here as well in this little, there's like a little dip there. I don't know if you can really see that, there's like a little divot there. I caught the ledge on that a couple of times. So it took a bit of getting used to, but I mean, we got there in the end. Here we are, Beckel Skate Park in Suffolk. The main reason I come really is that rail and that ledge. Thoughts on them. They are fucking amazing. Cheers.